Many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, is it worth it to buy Signature Spellbook Liliana? Having covered blue, white, and red, Signature Spellbook now turns to the color black, featuring Liliana Vess as the primary planeswalker and her 8 black signature spells. And wait a minute. This isn't Signature Spellbook Black, it's Commander Collection Black. What a ridiculous mistake for me to make. You see, Signature Spellbooks come with 9 cards and cost $20, and this is 8 cards, and it costs $150 for the premium. And before you accuse me of doing the exact same joke as last time, let me just say, hey, look over there! It's Kamigawa Previews! All right. Many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, is it worth it to buy Commander Collection Black? While many Magic the Gathering products cast a wide net of appeal, offering a variety of functions along the spectrum, from gameplay to collectability to just good old-fashioned reprints, Commander Collection Black is a very narrow product. It's a product for Commander players, but more specifically, it's a product for Commander players who are in black. But more specifically, it's a product for Commander players who are in black and who need these specific cards. But more specifically, it's a product for Commander players who are in black and who need these specific yet incredibly ubiquitous cards. The cards that just about every black Commander deck probably already runs, certainly auto includes. So the question really is, do you need these 8 cards for your black deck? And if so, is the price of all 8 better than the price of just the few that you do need individually? And do you need the regular version of this product or the premium version of this product? That's right, there's 2 versions, the expensive one and the even more expensive one. Even the cheaper of the 2 costs more than a brand new Nintendo Switch game. So, would you like these 8 Commander Collection cards or that new Pokemon game? And then you'll still have enough money left over to buy a Signature Spellbook. Which one is right for you? I mean, of these 2 collections, not which Pokemon game. Oh, there's only one of the new Pokemon game. Hey, that's nice. I don't have to buy both of those, but I might have to buy both of these? Let's take a look. A note before we begin. When dealing with reprints, many players like to point to the value prior to the reprints, as opposed to the value that those reprints have brought price to. In other words, if a $100 card gets reprinted and is now going for $20, players often like to look at the fact that this was just $100 a few weeks ago. This video, however, will be focusing on the price it costs you today, the day of the product's release. And that's because this video is not asking, was it good for the overall market that they reprinted these cards, but rather, should you spend $150+ on the premium box of these 8 cards? Is the bang worth your buck? Let's find out. Commander Collection Black contains the following: 8 cards in either foil or non-foil, depending on which version you buy, which include Ghoulcaller Gissa, Ophiomancer, Phyrexian Arena, Reanimate, Toxic Deluge, Soul Ring, Command Tower, Liliana Heretical Healer, Necromancer, and a never-before-in-existence 1/1 Snake token, which goes with Ophiomancer and is apparently quite a big deal. The price on the non-foil version of this product is, wow, $79.99. So that's $10 per card. Obviously, online marketplaces and local game stores have some variation in price, and I have seen this selling for as high as $99, and at least one local game store in my area as low as $69. Nice. But this video will work with an assumed price of $79.99 for the non-foil, as that appears to be the overwhelming common list price at the time of recording. As always, if your local price differs from this, please insert it accordingly. Now, I've pointed out in the past the incredible similarity that these products have to other Wizards of the Coast products, such as Signature Spellbooks and From the Vault. Signature Spellbooks in particular were similar, as those were collections of 8 reprinted cards, half of which with new artwork, all of which with new frames and treatments, and also a bonus 9th card, one of the 8 at random in foil. Signature Spellbooks had the price of $20 each, and were printed in such a quantity that they stayed at $20 each at and after release for a significant amount of time. So why would someone buy 8 non-foil cards for $80 from the same company that is selling 8 non-foil cards plus 1 foil card for $20 in a product that is so similar that both are color-themed reprints and even come in near identical packaging? Well, the answer is because you can only buy the more expensive one these days. You see, Wizards of the Coast decided to discontinue the Signature Spellbook series after only 3 of the 5 colors were made. What 2 colors did not get $20 Signature Spellbooks? Green and black. But that's okay, because luckily there have been 2 Commander collections at $80 each, and by absolutely pure coincidence, those 2 colors were green and black. You see what they did, right? I'm not making this up. It's the same product, only with less, sold for 4 times as much. You see that, right? I mean, I'm not the only person who sees this. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. There is also an all-foil version featuring the exact same contents, except in foil. Unfortunately, the premium version is intentionally low supply, as it has only been sent to the ultra-rare premier WPN stores, and due to this, artificial scarcity is literally selling for double the price of the non-foil at about $159.99. That price is fantastic. No, really, it's fantastic. What a savings. No, really, last year's Commander Collection Green Premium was selling for $250 a box, so this year we've got a savings of about $90. And that's absolutely what is happening here. A savings to us, the consumer, of $90. And not an indicator that players are fatigued by such constant bombardment of product that more and more are burned out to the point that fewer and fewer have interest in them, and thus market prices dropping like a rock because player interest is as well. Record profits. Maybe this product is just not for you. So if you were to buy these cards at their lowest available value on the day of launch, how much would it cost to get all 8? Cards like Necromancer and Ophiomancer, so many Mancers are at the top of that, along with Toxic Deluge. But a lot of these cards, if you don't care about the artwork, are going for, well, 36 cents in the case of Command Tower, $1.50 for a Soul Ring. So there is some value here, but it's not much. You're mostly buying these for the alternate artwork, not so much the value of the individual cards. With foils, there is no definitive value because several of these, such as Ghoul-Caller Gissa and Ophiomancer, were never available in foil as they were Commander exclusive cards. And that value on foils of those that exist is high, as a card like Phyrexian Arena is $62 because, well, it's very, very old. However, the foil versions of these individually are not that high. This does make it difficult to say just how much of a value is here in this box. And I think a huge factor is whether or not these cards have value as actual cards in the game. Will you be using these? Ghoul-Caller Gissa is a moderately popular mono-black commander in her own right, and a useful card in any zombie tribal strategy. Liliana, Heretical Healer, is much in the same boat as Ghoul-Caller Gissa, but she also has wider applications not as the commander. Obviously, Command Tower and Soul Ring just go in every deck, doesn't even have to be black. If you enjoy the aesthetic, have at it. I still am not convinced that having not 1 but 2 slots of every commander collection be a Soul Ring and a Command Tower is a great idea. I think I'd rather have 2 much more needed black reprints. But I digress. The real meat and potatoes of this particular product are 4 powerful and popular black spells. Reanimate, which is a must-play in any graveyard graveyard-oriented strategy, arguably the greatest reanimation spell in the history of Magic. Ophiomancer, a card I was a fan of in my Teysa Orzhov Scion deck before it got popular, is now a staple of most aristocrat strategies, and again, that snake token never existed prior. And while many commentators in the Commander community have recently shown what I can only describe as mild disdain for the classic Phyrexian Arena, it's still a Commander all-star and all-staple, and getting yet another reprint of it here is nice. If you're in black, you probably want this card in your deck. It isn't as flashy as Necropotence, sure, but it is a solid utility player in any black deck, and worthy of a reprint. And of course, the coup de grace of the entire collection is Toxic Deluge, the single greatest mass removal spell in black, and perhaps second only to Cyclonic Rift among board wipes in general. Powerful, flexible, and inexpensive from a gameplay perspective, Toxic Deluge is the cream of the crop, and again, belongs in every black deck that can afford one. Overall, as with Commander Collection Green, Commander Collection Black is something of a mixed bag. Two commanders of moderate popularity and utility, along with two excellent spells that fit in particular strategies, and two universally applicable cards that are welcome in any deck that can play them. It's too bad that cards like Entomb, Torment of Hailfire, and many other potential black reprints had to be cut for cards like Sol Ring and Command Tower, but hey, that's Commander these days. And when one of the most distinct cards in this collection is a 1/1 black snake token, you might just find yourself asking, do you need all these cards? After all, do you want that cool black Sol Ring style in foil? Well, it's selling for about $24.99, and yeah, that's a lot for a Sol Ring, which is $1.50 card, but if that's the art you want, and that's the only card you want from this, why drive the hour to the one WPN premium store that has them and shell out over $150 for 8 cards? In my case, I just want that snake token, and it's a reasonable $2. No, I don't need it in foil. The most expensive non-foil from this collection is Toxic Deluge, and that's about $20 plus for the non-foil. But don't get me wrong, I would love to run many, if not all of these cards in my Black Commander deck, which is why that's what I already do. Part of the problem with this product is that its contents are so generic. Everyone in black is running Toxic Deluge, Phyrexian Arena, Sol Ring, Command Tower. That's what you put in a black commander deck. You probably already have these cards, and if you don't, do you really need to spend $150+ to have the same cards as everyone else? And that might be more of a problem with Commander than this product, or maybe this product is contributing to the growing problem with Commander decks and homogeny. It's kind of like a snake eating its own tail, so I suppose that snake token is indeed on flavor. Final conclusion, Commander Collection Black comes in 2 versions, expensive and ridiculously expensive. And the cheap version of this collection costs more than a brand new Nintendo Switch game, almost as much as a new booster box, then once again, this is a Magic the Gathering product that is probably not for everybody. Is it for you? And is that pretty much what I said about Commander Collection Green? Well, it's pretty much the same product, just in black. The biggest highlight here really is the ability to get foil versions of many cards that were previously not available in foil, but again, said foil version is ridiculously expensive, and the individual singles are likely a better route to go. In collecting the most ubiquitous black cards, the product feels tepid, made all the more so by even more ubiquitous cards like Sol Ring and Command Tower. Why not just throw in an Arcane Signet and call it a day? If you need these cards, then buying them all together is a modest but not spectacular savings, so it's fine if you want it, and it's also fine if you just want a few of the singles, or it's not something that you need, and that's fine too. It's a C. Next. You know, many Magic the Gathering players have been saying, ooh, new Tolarian Community College video. Let me guess, buy singles. Well, I'll stop saying it when it stops being true. In that vein, I hope very much this video, like all my videos, has been of some help to you. You can help me out greatly just by remembering to subscribe, hitting that like button, leaving a comment, or watching another one of my videos after this. Want to compare to how Signature Spellbook Green did last year? Or see what the verdict was on Signature Spellbooks Blue through Red? You can check out those videos here or linked in the comments below.